that's quite an important lesson in a way, that you are not set in a sense. You can explore different views and different agendas and different senses of selves in a way.
Is that a freedom that is more readily available in children's theatre?
In a sense, because the act of playing is closer to young people. But I like to introduce it in theatre for adults as well. I have this love for, that kind of playfulness, and what happens when we are forced to, well, in a sense, when you are someone else or pretend to be someone else, that is almost always an act of empathy, and I believe that empathy is so important in life generally and theatre, because what we need is trying to imagine how it is to be someone else. Only in that sense can we make a good world for everyone, in a sense. Yeah.
When we're talking about now kind of cast size, and we've been talking about the sorts of productions, I think that leads us quite neatly onto the subject of collaboration, and the writer as a part of the theatre machine rather than as a individual author. What has been your experience as a collaborator?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I tend to go towards the individual writer role. But when quite boring answer, but I quite like being alone, and I like to kind of choose myself when I need to explain something. That's a big part of it. So I would like to have the freedom or the calmness to explore something to a certain degree before I go into this communication about it. But when I have been collaborating with success, then I've gotten like well, then all of the collaborators have agreed on trying to inspire each other, which is in a sense the way I see a script. I don't think of any script as a set of rules or this is the manual or whatever. I think of every script as potentials for inspiration in a way. So especially when I write theatre for children, I want someone to be inspired, and that's my only kind of demand to them. And so when collaborating, the successful collaborating processes has been when everyone has kind of proposed things. So in a sense we've all been playwrights because we have all been a part of making the play, and every act of writing, if it's through music or through dance or whatever, doesn't matter really. So the most successful collaborating process has been when everyone has been a playwright and we didn't have a script, and we tried to inspire each other in a way. It's quite seldom that I find that it works, perhaps for me, I don't know, but when it works, it's quite a joyful experience.
Well, when it doesn't work, what are the pitfalls? What tends to go wrong?
In my experience, some of those I have collaborated with have seen the playwright's assignment to write you should write the play we want to have, which is not what I want or not what I find inspiring or fruitful or anything. So when it has failed, I have tried to write something. I've either tried to write what I think they want, and it turns out bad because it's not enough kind of roots in it. The organic part has fallen out. Or I've tried to write something which I'm really proud of and I find organic and good and a good source of inspiration, and they have said, but we can't do it like this. And I say, no, that's fine, but can you think of anything that, or can you use anything, or perhaps sentence, I don't know. So a lot of, one pitfall is that people tend to think of the script as this is how you do it, this is what you say, which in my head makes very little sense.
I think that's really interesting to hear you say, because I have met a lot of writers who say the exact opposite, who get very frustrated if people say even a word wrong out of their text.
Yeah, that's that's a bit sad. It's a bit sad. I find that, well, there's been all this talk about the what do you call it, the playwrights hierarchy and the playwriters theater, but the fact is that, especially, well, at least in Norway, the playwright has quite a low position, because it's expensive and sometimes it's not good, and we could make something quite new with devising, or lots of reasons. But so I guess one strategy, and one that I enjoy, is to open up the creative process in how we use a script, as in the same way that you can make a completely weird performance by using the Karamazov brothers. It doesn't need to be the entire novel, for God's sake. But so I would like to have that kind of, I would like someone to see my scripts as they would to get inspired by that in the same way they do. They get inspired by a picture, or just it doesn't need to be anything more than a feeling or a drive or something.
So very unprecious about what you write, in a sense.
Yeah, I'm precious in that I like it a lot, and I want people to handle it with respect and thought, at least. But I like when thoughtful, respectful people do something completely else, or something I haven't imagined myself. And I guess that's the entire play of fiction. When I write for young people, this is what I imagine. Look at my world. Would you like to go into it? And I would like someone else to do the same with my work, to take this script and say, this is the world we made. It's not exactly what's there, but it's from there.